So, how did I get into digital health? Well, I'm first and foremost a creator and a maker, a crazy entrepreneur. I grew up in a family business. I dropped out of high school to run fishing boats and work in factories. I'm also what you call a classic product manager type. Engineering undergrad, master's degree in engineering, worked in industry for a bit, was lucky enough to get into Harvard Business School where I built my own startup and wound up at Google after struggling to raise money. At Google, I worked in Google Maps, then on Google Play and an Android, and then built and led the product management team in Google Research before wanting to get back into startups again. So my digital health journey started at that point where I was really looking to work on something with a capital P purpose. And I made a list, a small number of problems worth working on and solving in the world: energy, work, productivity, healthcare, and so on. And as I was making that list and thinking about where to go to work on one of those problems, I bumped into Verily, then Google Life Sciences, which was looking to build up a office in Boston and needed some product management leadership. And so I pushed hard for the opportunity to be part of that. I was pretty good at what I did as a product manager, but I had no healthcare experience. So I did a bunch of research on the company, its products, the people, the space. I made myself a personal learning plan for how I'd get smart in healthcare digital technology once I joined. And I interviewed for the role. They treated me like I walked in off the street, even though I was part of Alphabet. I was at Google. I still was like anybody else walking in off the street. So it was a super intense set of interviews. And I did get the job, which I was very grateful for. I was lucky. And since then, I've spent 5 years building up Verily, our Boston office, and our product management team. And along the way, I've learned a ton just by doing. Working with clinicians, buddying up closely with people who actually know what they're doing in the space, reading a number of books and journal articles, and getting to be a little bit dangerous with what I know about healthcare. The funniest thing about moving into digital healthcare for me is I was worried I wouldn't get into the problem space. I was passionate about tech, about some other things. I was intellectually passionate about healthcare in theory, but not in practice. The reality is that once I joined Verily and started being responsible for products in this space and learning about the problems, I started to live and breathe those every day and have loved every minute of hard work since.